All right, let's talk about a word you probably think you know inside and out. The word worm. It seems so simple, right? But it's actually part of a really special list of the most essential words in English. And believe me, it holds some incredible secrets.
So here's the thing that gets this whole explainer going. The word worm is on the official Basic English 850 list. Now this is a hand-picked collection of the most fundamental words you need to communicate. It's considered a core building block of the entire language.
And that kind of begs the question, doesn't it? What is it about this little word that makes it so important? The answer, as you're about to see, is way more complex and way more fascinating than you might think.
Let's start on familiar ground. When I say the word worm, I bet one specific image pops right into your head.
And there it is, the standard biological definition. You know, a tube-shaped creature, no legs, lives in the dirt or in water, or sometimes, kind of grosses me out to think about, inside another animal. This is the worm you use for fishing bait or see on the sidewalk after it rains.
And this one basic idea covers a huge range of creatures. You've got your helpful earthworm, the super productive silkworm, and then you've got the not-so-nice ones, like the tapeworm or hookworm. Even ringworm, which, fun fact, is actually a fungus, gets its name from that worm-like appearance. So even just in biology, this word is doing a ton of work.
Okay, so we've covered the basics. Now, let's get into the really surprising history of this word, because its meaning has, well, it's morphed in some pretty incredible ways. So what if the worm of the past wasn't some little wriggling thing? What if it was something much, much bigger and a whole lot more dangerous? And here it is, the first big surprise. This old-school definition is just amazing. In older English, a worm could mean a snake, or, and get this, a dragon. Yeah, a massive, fire-breathing mythical beast. All of a sudden, our humble little garden worm has a pretty intimidating family history.
This just illustrates the point perfectly. It's not some obscure fact. It's right there in our myths and legends. When you read that St. George fought the worm, he wasn't having a showdown with an oversized earthworm, he was fighting a dragon. But the story doesn't end there. After its time as a mythological monster, the word worm took another giant leap, this time jumping from ancient legends straight into the digital age.
And here's its modern technological twin. In the world of computing, a worm is a nasty piece of malicious software. And why do they call it that? Well, just like the animal, it burrows its way through systems and replicates itself, spreading from one computer to the next all across a network.
I mean, just look at this transformation. It's incredible. On one hand, you have a mythical beast of immense power. On the other, a piece of dangerous code that can bring down global networks. But the key idea, that core concept of a slithering, invasive thing, that has stayed the same, even as the context shifted from fantasy to technology.
So we've seen what a worm is. It's an animal, a dragon, a piece of code. But the word's power doesn't stop there. It's not just a thing, a noun. It's also about action. So what does a worm do? And the answer to that is, absolutely, you can. The word isn't just something you can point to. It's also an action, a verb, that describes a very, very specific kind of movement. And a definition is pretty much exactly what you'd expect. To worm is to move by wriggling, to inch your way along a surface. You can just picture a soldier worming their way under barbed wire, right? The word itself creates this super vivid mental image. And you can really feel how this verb paints a picture. Actions like wriggling, crawling, or inching forward, they all capture that same slow, deliberate, close-to-the-ground movement. It's about making progress in this persistent, almost sneaky way, whether that's an animal in the dirt or even a person trying to worm information out of someone.
So let's pull all these different threads together and just appreciate how much history, how much meaning is packed into this one single basic word.
Just think about everything we've seen. This one little word acts like a bridge between completely different worlds. It's a key term in biology, a terrifying creature in mythology, a destructive force in modern technology, and a really vivid description of movement. It's a linguistic powerhouse.
And that kind of leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? If a word is common and as basic as worm, can hold entire universes of meaning, from dragons to computer code, what other incredible secrets are just hiding in plain sight in the simple words we use every single day?